Welcome to Rant Apocalypse Talks Daredevil Season 2, Episode 5, Kinbaku.
Okay.
That's going to be my best pronunciation of the name of this episode, which is a very awkward title because I don't know if did you look up the definition of Kinbaku?
I did not, but I was about to ask, what is
It
it?
is some form of Japanese bondage /
Oh.
BDSM stuff going on, which is very appropriate
Cool.
considering the ending of the episode and
That's
how Roscoe Sweeney was tied up. So before we get into our top 3 moments, I wanted to give the episode, really recap real quickly. In this episode, a former lover arrives in Hell's Kitchen, aka Elektra, and turns Murdoch's world upside down
Yeah.
as Karen continues to dig for the truth about the Punisher.
She turned the whole show upside down because it seemed like so different from the Punisher episodes we've been watching up to now. It's just a very different episode.
It did. It slowed things down a bit, which I know
Right.
that some people may, they're like, oh man, it was killing it. The Punisher stuff, it was so fast, basically all in your face action, and then you kind of take a step back. But for me, this episode, I thought it was fantastic because one, it was an origin story. I mean,
Yeah.
we got the name drop in season 1 for Elektra, but this was basically giving us the full origin story of Elektra and Matt's relationship, and it did it in one episode, and it also had a lot of really just super fascinating psychological stuff that went on in this episode. So for me, it still worked.
Oh, me too. It kind of reminds me of the formula they did last year. Remember how it was just bam, 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 one after the other, crazy episodes. Then we got to Fisk and we got his story. That was the same kind of thing. But I love all that background.
Yes.
The history of the characters and all that shit. So it was heaven for me.
Yeah, no, for me
No
as well.
complaints.
I think they did Elektra right, for sure. I think
Oh
they
my
did
God,
an
yeah.
amazing job. Elektra is a very gorgeous, she's the woman that will seduce you and then kill you in your sleep. So I think it's time for us to get into our top 3 moments from episode 5.
I love seeing Marcy again for number 1. But
Yes.
I just love when they drop those, little tidbits from the other shows. And when she mentioned the law firm that Jessica Jones freelances for, and actually mentioned Jessica Jones. So just like Claire dropping the little Luke Cage thing, it's a very Marvel thing to do, and I really dig that stuff.
Yeah, it was really cool getting that name drop from Jessica Jones, the law firm of, I'm going to butcher this name as well, Hogarth. I'm going to go with Chow and Benowitz.
Okay.
And that was the law firm that Carrie Ann Moss worked for. That
Right.
basically she had the meltdown towards the end of
Jerry
season 1.
Hogarth.
I'm not gonna totally spoil it for anybody that hasn't watched Jessica Jones yet. But if you're a fan of Daredevil, you definitely need to go watch Jessica Jones.
She
It
was
was
so
a magnificent first season.
Yeah,
she was.
Carrie Ann Moss was so good in that role, too.
She was really, really good. And we were talking about this off air. So if anybody knows out there, feel free to share in the comment box down below. We're trying to figure out how the timeline is working basically on Daredevil Season 2 combined with Jessica Jones, because it seems
Parallel,
like it's,
right?
Yeah, exactly. It seems like they're kind of very closely related to the events that happen in each one of the seasons, but I'm not sure. But it was really cool getting to see that name drop, and I miss Marcy as well. I miss the
Yeah.
playfulness her and Foggy have, because they work really great together.
I thought I was going to be like more bothered by the fact that he was making a connection with Karen, but he's kind of got Marcy, so it doesn't bother me that Matt now is hooking up with Karen,
Yeah,
I thought that
was
was going to bug me more.
Yeah, me too. I was wondering if it was going to drive some kind of wedge between the two of them, but I don't think it's going to at all at
Yeah.
this point. She's definitely more into Matt, which brings me to our number 2.
Number 2,
Yeah, favorite moment from this episode, and
that
was
awesome dinner.
Yeah, it was amazing. Karen and Matt's first date. It was so completely awkward.
Yeah,
The first place that they went to, the fancy place.
it was, yeah. But then the restaurant with the little chili pepper lights and all that, just her describing it and how she feels about New York and all that. More awesome writing,
Yes.
I do like Karen this season. I think I'm liking her more this season, and she's out there and doing her own thing and learning about the Punisher, and she's out to dig up the truth. Oh, what's his face? Ben Urich's boss showed up too, which was cool. Also, I don't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either. The
Yeah.
editor in chief. And it was cool. I took some little quick snapshots. There was some of the newspaper clippings in the background. It was actually from Marvel stuff, which was
Oh.
really neat to see. One of them was like talking about Tony Stark's tech firm is going up in flames or something like
Oh
that. I
shit.
can't
I
remember
didn't
what
even
it was
catch that.
exactly. I was curious, and that's why I was watching it on my iPad, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pause it and freeze frame it at each
And
one of
zoom.
these little clippings in the background. It was only one. I
Oh,
was
okay.
thinking it would be like just every one of them would be something to do with the Marvel universe, but it was just one of them. But it was cool getting to see that, and it
See,
was
I
cool
love
getting to
that.
see him back in the episode as well. And you're totally right. For whatever reason, this season, Karen's attempts to uncover the truth is working so much
Yeah, yeah.
better for me for whatever reason.
And I like her and Matt together too.
Oh yeah,
I'm enjoying their scenes and the stuff out in the rain and
they're very cute. It is a completely different dynamic from
Elektra, yeah.
Elektra, which brings us into our number one favorite moment from this episode, and that was all of
All the
Elektra's flashbacks.
Yeah, all the Elektra stuff was amazing. Just so awesome. I liked it as much as I did all the Fisk stuff last year. You know, except she's not exactly the villain. But
She's
so
not the
interesting,
villain,
all that stuff.
but she is definitely. She's got something wrong
Dark,
with
yeah.
her. Very, very, very dark. I love the way that the episode left us off last week, or I say last week, in episode 4.
Right.
I get so confused because
last hour.
yeah, the last hour in episode 4. Because, you see Matt, he's so hesitant to have her in his house. He's like, get out of here. I don't want to have anything to do with you. That didn't feel like the normal breakup. Like, oh, you told me I was an asshole and then we broke up or something like that. It seemed like there was something much more to the whole reasoning behind Matt telling her to just get out of his life. And it was just that amazing flashback scene at the end with her bringing Roscoe Sweeney to him.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that dude. But then once they started talking about him, okay, I remembered. Yeah.
I couldn't remember him at all. But the way that she was just so nonchalantly just breaking stuff in his house, they were kind of somewhat making out or whatever on the kitchen counters and whatnot. Like she just, it didn't bother her at all, the fact that she was setting Matt up to do this horrific act.
Yeah.
She's
playing the game really nice.
She's batshit crazy.
Really nice. And it's cool the parallels too with the Punisher and with her. Kind of trying to get him to cross over into that darker side of his personality, I love that too. Yeah, she's nuts.
Yes.
I can't wait to see some of her ass kicking next episode. I can't believe they dropped us off right there, where these guys are coming into the apartment. It's gonna be nuts.
It is gonna be nuts. I mean, because we got a small taste of how badass she is with that boxing ring scene between her and Matt, which was. Again, another very hot and sexy scene, if you will, for Daredevil, which is, it's kind of weird to see that in this world of Daredevil, because it's all about the bone crunching action, the vigilanteism, basically, and then you take these scenes between Karen and Matt, and then Elektra and Matt.
Yeah, Elektra's definitely bringing the sexy on.
Yeah, I was like, she's sexing this show up quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm very anxious to see her in action, though.
Yeah, I love to see all the early flashbacks with Foggy with the long hair and Matt looking like he's 15, I love all that stuff, just like all the avocados at Law. Stuff from last year. So we got some of that this episode.
Yeah, it was great. That first meeting between Elektra and Matt was really, really good. I mean, Matt was putting some serious game down.
Oh, yeah. But she wasn't impressed at first.
Not at first, but then whenever he says the line about, or you're here, there's something daddy's money can't buy you at all because you're so bored and stuff.
Right.
Man, I was like, damn, Matt.
In the story, he has something to do with taking her father down or something, doesn't he, Daredevil?
In the comic books, like her history, as far as I know, because I haven't read a lot of Elektra, but basically they're dating. Her father's killed, and she gets trained by Stick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's And I know that's very like the very much abridged version of her
Right, right.
history. Again, because I don't know everything about her. I just know that Elektra is like one of the very very like big time love interests of Matt Murdock
Okay.
and Daredevil. So, but yeah, I'm not sure with like 100% of her backstory and how they're changing it up a little bit because obviously in the show her dad's already dead. Wasn't her dad already dead whenever they first met too, right?
I don't know. I don't remember
I
that
can't
part.
remember. Yeah.
But I do get this feeling that Fisk is going to come back and he's going to be involved in either that or something.
Man,
They're
I
kind
hope
of
so.
setting you up that, yeah, he's going to show up at some point, or you're going to find out in a flashback how he was involved with, some of these events.
I feel like they've all got to be interconnected. The
Yeah,
Punisher, Elektra, Stick, the Hand.
yeah.
Because we know that Wilson Fisk was very, very fearful of Gal in the
Hmm.
first season and
That's
everything.
true.
So uh, I'm just excited to watch more of it. I think that the Elektra introduction was perfect. I think that this is probably it. I don't know if we're gonna get. We may get a lot more flashbacks, maybe, but I don't think that we will. I think this kind of told
Yeah,
the
it told the
Elektra
story.
backstory.
That's true.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Matt didn't kill Roscoe Sweeney. He stuck to his no killing code,
Yeah,
even when he was younger. Because I would have killed that dude.
probably. Yeah,
Yeah,
me too, probably.
would have straight up killed him. And all the fighting and foreplay in this episode was fantastic.
Yeah,
So
phenomenal.
it
Phenomenal
was.
stuff. So the writing, it's just definitely delivering.
Yeah, it
I see a
continues
lot of
to
different
deliver.
complaints and shit on Twitter about people complaining about the show. Well, what's wrong with people? What the
I
f- do they expect?
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
this is just the problem with the internet
They're just so
because
jaded that they want
yeah,
to nitpick and criticize everything.
I don't understand it at all because I feel like this season is stronger than the first
So
season
far, yeah,
overall. I mean, I and I'm the type of person that I love when we get deep, deep character dives. I mean, I want to
right.
go. I want to go way in depth on my characters on TV shows, probably to the point of where it's so much of a slow burn that people will turn it off because there's no action going on.
Yeah,
But we've gotten both. I mean, we've gotten small tidbits of what makes the Punisher tick. We've gotten backstory on Elektra. We've gotten more story on how conflicted Matt is in this season of not going over the line and kind of wanting to sometimes
yeah,
because he doesn't. I think he doesn't know right now if his brand of vigilante justice is the right one for all these really bad people in the world out there. So, yeah,
all that, and we're only on episode 5.
exactly.
It's
I don't.
crazy. So
Peop
yeah, I don't get
People
it.
are stupid. Okay, not really. If you don't like Daredevil season 2, I would love to know why you don't like it. Like an actual concrete reason why you don't like it.
These shows are my favorite Marvel shows for sure. I mean, even
Yes.
out of the movies and all that stuff, when you look at a movie like Ultron, but you go back and watch Daredevil, I'd take Daredevil,
Oh yeah.
any day.
10 out of
So
10 times I'm taking Daredevil, I'm
yeah,
taking Jessica Jones. Now Captain America, those are my two favorites in the Marvel cinematic universe for sure,
right.
but no, Daredevil continues to impress me a whole lot in season 2. I think we're done chatting about the episode. We want to hear your thoughts, so leave them in the comment box down below, and we'll be back to discuss and
That big
recap.
fight coming in episode
Yeah,
6.
yeah, exactly. The,
Can't
the
believe
big
that.
tease.
Yeah, they dropped us right there. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes. Yeah, it is going to be awesome. Hit that subscribe button for more Daredevil content.
Yeah.